So you live in the dream. You should see it through someone else's side.
Hey, I'm Jared.
And I'm Natalie, and we have a daughter named Sienna, who is asleep right now.
Yep. Or else she would be right in the camera screaming.
And we wouldn't get this done.
Nope. Wouldn't happen.
We also have
You'll see
3
more of
pets
that.
on board.
Yep. You'll hear tapping.
That's Pappy.
That's Pappy.
Our dog.
He's walking around. We got
Cheddar.
Cheddar. He's right here.
And Gigi hides.
And Gigi, well, sometimes hides. Most of the time hides. But she's sweet.
We are the Sentimental Nomads of Wander Home RV.
Yep.
And we are here to recap our first year of RV living.
Yeah, so I'm a CRNA, which is a certified registered nurse anesthetist. A lot of people don't know what that is, but anyway, so now I do travel locums, kind of like a travel nurse, but does anesthesia.
I was a nurse before we had our daughter, and now I'm a stay-at-home mom, or a stay-at-RV mom.
This is our home.
Yeah.
It's our wandering home.
We have lived, far prior to living in an RV, we lived in 5 states in 10 years. So we've always been nomads. Let's see, we lived in Mississippi. That's where we're from originally. Moved to Tennessee for anesthesia school, Michigan, coastal South Carolina, and then finally Alabama before we got this big idea.
Yeah.
And we also owned 5 homes in these 10 years as well.
Yeah, so I've been trying to get Natalie on board with this tiny house living type, nomadic, I guess you can say nomadic type lifestyle.
Since 2013.
Yeah, basically since I got out of school, which probably would have been more ideal probably then because we didn't have Sienna. But you know what?
Before kids.
You know what? Yeah, I think it's still great for her to get to see the country and.
Have some cool experiences.
Have some cool experiences, yeah. So I think it's a good thing growth-wise. So,
why did we decide to live in an RV full time?
Right.
Lifestyle.
Yeah, we like to travel anyway. There's so much of the U.S. that we wanted to explore anyway. So,
we've always loved to travel.
Right, and you know, with a full-time job, most of the times you get, you know, a few weeks here and there, and it's only 1 week at a time in a certain area, and you don't really get to see as much as I wanted to. So, you know, this type of lifestyle allows us to see more of the country that probably wouldn't have otherwise, or had time to. And then most people wait till they're retired.
Right.
And there's no guarantee that when you're retired you're going to be healthy enough to do all this. So.
Well, I think living in multiple different places kind of opened us up as well.
Yeah.
We have been nomads. We've been all over the place, so it finally made sense to us that maybe if our home's on wheels, we can take it with us this time.
Yeah.
Which is what we're doing, and that is why we call our RV, our rig, Wander Home RV.
So, anyway,
our other reason, our other why was for debt and freedom.
Yeah, so I got a lot of student loan debt. Now, when you get your master's degree in anesthesia in Nashville, you tend to rack up a good bit of debt because of cost of living in Nashville, and I wasn't able to really work while in school. So you take on some.
Supported.
You did, yeah, but they don't pay nurses very well.
We still racked up debt.
Yeah, we still got.
It became
good bit of debt.
quite a bit of burden for you.
It became a burden.
You were
to
working
doing
your
this.
life away too. You weren't getting to do all of the things
Right.
you wanted to do. Hobbies took a back seat. You weren't getting to travel the way you wanted to. You weren't seeing your family the way you wanted to, and you were basically working 50 to 70 hours a week.
Yeah.
It was miserable for you.
I worked a lot,
especially.
and I was missing Sienna growing up, which was a big deal to me. I wanted to be there. I missed quality time with Natalie. So, you know, this lifestyle also helps us with
time for each other and our family.
Yeah, and my ability to
take time
take time off. I
All
can
the
plan my
shots.
schedule a
Yeah.
little bit. If I don't want to work this type of job, I don't have to. So it allows a little bit more freedom. I think most people, when they choose this type of lifestyle, that's the main, especially at our age, is the freedom to be able to go and do and see. So
that's our why. And so kind of the history of where we started. We started researching, and he kind of brought me around to the idea in the summer of 2019. And we bought your truck.
Yep, bought my truck in September 2019. It is a 2017 Ford F350 Super Duty. It's a dually.
October 2019.
Yeah.
Our daughter turned 2.
Yep.
And we decided we were going to take a trip called our trial run trip. December 2019,
Yep.
we chose our RV, which was a 2020 Forest River Heritage Glen, or Wildwood Heritage Glen.
Yep.
369BL. That name is just way too long. It's a 43-foot fifth wheel, and about 12,000 pounds.
House on the market in February, expecting at least 4 months on the market, because that's what things were going. Earliest they were selling around where we were. Yeah, it sold in 4 days. Full price offer.
And they wanted us out before we even.
At the end of.
We're gonna have possession of the RV.
The beginning of March, they were like, okay, we'll close at the beginning of March, and we're like,
we won't have a home.
our RV's not ready until March 17th. Yeah, so we're like, so we got an extension, or we delayed, I guess, closing.
We gave them our washer and dryer.
We threw in a washer and dryer that we weren't going to need.
Yeah.
As soon as we found out the house sold, it was work.
Whatever we didn't sell that was in the house, we donated or we put in storage. And
yeah, Natalie didn't become emotional until we locked up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, until we locked up.
I didn't have time to process it until then. So.
Yeah, everything was busy.
But so March
17th. Was
we
St.
headed
Patrick's Day.
to Ohio at the very beginning of the shutdown during COVID-19 pandemic.
Yep.
Absolutely terrified.
Yeah.
Absolutely terrified.
Well, we just didn't know.
That was scary. It's
Yeah.
I mean, it's still scary, but I mean, it was really scary.
Yeah, but I mean, we just didn't know what they were going to do. They were going to
Yeah.
shut down everything, shut down stores, shut down.
We didn't know if we'd be able to get our house. We didn't know if we were going to get sick while
Or
we
if
went
we
and
could-
got our new home.
Right, or if we could even get back to Alabama,
Yes.
which we were.
Yeah.
We
We
ended up
expedited our trip back.
Expedited a trip back, yeah, just
So
which was
it was
interesting.
Needless to say, it was very bittersweet because it was
Right.
supposed to be an exciting time in our life. We're making this really cool kind of crazy transition, and then bam, pandemic.
Yeah.
So then we're scared.
Yeah, and then of course chaos in the grocery stores, which we had no groceries because we sold our house.
We were eating everything.
Yeah, yeah,
Because we weren't going to have
We
anywhere to
weren't
put it in
gonna-
an RV.
right. And we didn't want to leave them our groceries.
I left them toilet paper.
Toilet paper, that's good enough.
Toilet paper.
Yeah,
I left them toilet paper.
I know that was gold. Pure gold.
So, that's kind of how we got started. Lots and lots of research. We kind of skipped
Yeah.
over that part.
Yeah.
We did a ton of researching and a ton of budgeting because there was really no point in doing this. You know, yes, travel perks, but paying off his student loan debt was another really great perk to doing this. And if we were going to break the bank, there was no reason.
Right.
So we
and you
budgeted
could-
it.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
And even when we bought the truck, we got a pretty good deal on the truck.
Got a deal on the RV.
A good deal on the RV since we got it at wholesale.
We cut costs.
We cut costs a pretty good bit, but we didn't cut costs so much that we sacrificed safety.
Yeah.
That's another big thing. I think we did a ton of research. I say research. We just watched YouTube videos. We didn't
Which is what brings me
we
to
didn't
the
do any
next part
data analysis
of
or
all the
anything,
people we
but-
have to thank. The Far Green Country,
Mhm.
Keep Your Daydream, Changing Lanes, Big Truck, Big RV, Enjoy the Journey, all about RVs. Less Junk, More Journey,
Yeah.
and the RV Odd Couple, and along with so many others.
There's a lot.
so much content.
It's almost like, okay, you full-time RV now. The natural next step is YouTube.
Yeah. I mean, there's just endless resources and it's really helpful. We're not experts, but
right. We'll
show you our fails.
We'll show you what things that we've done. There will be fails. Yeah. We'll screw up, and
but
it's
you
okay.
Roll with the punches.
You roll with the punches. You gotta be okay looking stupid.
That's what they said. They said roll with the punches.
Yeah. As long as you're safe, it's okay to look stupid a little bit.
Yeah. You will.
Yeah. But we've looked stupid before. I look stupid often. Probably right now. You said yes.
I was talking about me too. Like I was agreeing. Like I was relating.
Okay.
You know how I like to say that. I'm relating.
Hurt my feels.
So let's talk about figuring it out.
Okay. Let's figure it out.
We're figuring out.
We're still figuring it out.
Living.
Yeah.
We're figuring out pandemic life. And so just like everybody else, we hunkered down in Alabama for several months.
No one else hunkered down in Alabama. Just us.
We hunkered down though. Everybody hunkered down.
Just like everybody else hunkered down in Alabama. You guys didn't. But we did. All right. Let's start.
We hunkered down.
All right. Yes.
Like everybody else. But we did it in Alabama.
That's right.
And we did it with lots of problems. Like the RV started breaking on the first day. Lots of things going wrong.
Yeah.
We had severe buyer's remorse.
Yeah, we were. I don't know. I guess under the impression like we've been inside some RVs and we're like, okay, yeah, this is pretty well built, sturdy.
Did not feel sturdy.
Didn't feel sturdy once we were in it. We thought it was a glorified cardboard box.
We were like, oh my gosh. What are we done?
Yeah, and then it didn't help things that, we were in the rush of still moving out of the house, moving into the RV.
Nothing was
finding a spot.
We downsized our things 3 more times. I had to get the guy on board with letting us in the campground a few weeks earlier than
we had planned. Yes. And then our second day at that campground.
Tornadoes.
There were tornadoes in Alabama. And so luckily, the campground we were at had a tornado shelter. Mm-hmm. I had got home from work, and everybody.
I was so melodramatic.
During COVID-19, we're in the tornado shelter all together.
I was very melodramatic. I remember posting a Facebook status that was like, if I don't die from the tornado tonight, it'll be from COVID.
Yeah.
Because I caught it from somebody in the shelter.
Right. And then, and I was like, well, of course, we're the people with all the pets in here. And then somebody comes in after us. I had like 5 cats. I'm like, we're not the crazy ones.
They stuffed them in one
I mean, we
box.
are, but
they stuffed 5 cats.
5 cats in one box.
So our first real RV trip, things start to loosen up a little bit. We took a trip to Tennessee.
Oh yeah, that was awesome.
Rock Island State Park.
It didn't start off awesome.
For our 10th anniversary.
Yeah.
Mishaps.
Yeah, mishaps. They happen.
Oh yeah.
Especially when you don't know where you're going and you're given bad directions.
They tell you to go right, but you were supposed to go left.
Yeah. I'm like, hey, there's a campground. Maybe that's not the one. Maybe the lady told us on the right.
Maybe there's another
part.
Area. They do that.
That's where they want us to go. She was wrong.
We almost ripped off the stabilizer. That's what we almost did.
Long story short, park rangers come.
Block traffic.
I had to back that thing up. But so yeah, park rangers come, block off traffic. I had to go uphill around the corner into a parking lot, backing up the entire way, turn us around. We're making this really quick, but it took a long time.
Yeah.
And we looked stupid. I looked stupid. I felt stupid.
Still a great trip.
Awesome trip.
Fantastic trip.
Awesome trip.
We were in Alabama until about August, and then we headed to Mississippi. Spent about a month there.
Yep.
To spend time with family. It's the first time we saw anybody since the pandemic had started.
Because our first trip was to see our friend in Oxford.
We had to have my sister's COVID-19 wedding.
Yeah. Yep.
That was our first big exposure to like a lot of other people.
Yeah.
It was a little scary, but we survived and we didn't catch COVID.
No, right. That we know of.
headed to
And we headed to
Fairhope,
Fairhope, Alabama.
which I call fairy tale Fairhope because it's this most charming, beautiful seaside or bayside town.
Yeah, seaside or bayside.
Yep, Mobile Bay.
Bayside makes me think Saved by the Bell.
Yeah. But it's gorgeous, so definitely check it out at some point.
I took my first assignment in Macon, Georgia. It did not start off well.
We got kicked out of the RV park.
Natalie got us kicked out of the campground.
We arrived in Georgia at 5. We were kicked out by 7:30.
That was after driving like what, 7 hours?
Yes.
Yeah, 7-hour drive. Get there.
It was over quite
a bit of money.
costly,
Yes.
dispute.
Yes.
So we were happy to leave, and
Right, and we
it
understand.
led us to actually an amazing campground, probably the best in Middle Georgia. So we had a lot of bad luck, but we had good luck too.
Yeah, and then you had bad luck.
It was bad luck and good luck. I was attacked by a dog
Yeah, a German Shepherd, not like a little Chihuahua.
and ended up in the hospital.
Like a 2 or 3 year old German Shepherd.
But thankfully our daughter was spared.
Yep, she was fine,
And,
luckily. The owner
So we really did see
saved her.
the bright side on that. I mean,
Yeah,
I was just so thankful that she didn't get hurt.
Yeah, and then we had our friends in Georgia as
Yes.
well. And
if it had not been for our
right.
amazing friends,
Right.
gosh, what a bust that would have been. That but
Right.
we
And
love them so much. And
yeah, and they're great, and
they treated us
their
like
kids
family.
or their children are great.
We went home to Mississippi, and
Yeah, for Christmas.
Christmas
Good to see
season.
family. Yep.
And then we started making our way out west. Went through Louisiana, stopped in Tyler, Texas,
Yep.
Amarillo, Texas, and
New Year's
ended up-
Day, we drove into New Mexico.
Our luck felt like it changed the minute we drove through the state line.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. New Mexico's been a pleasant surprise.
Yes.
It's very pretty here,
Yeah.
and not a lot of people. Just kind of skim right through.
Yeah. It's very underrated.
Yep.
And it really is land of enchantment. And I mean, we really have felt like, for the first time, kind of since this is all taken off, like we are finally in the adventure
Right.
that
we signed up for.
hoped for. Yeah.
This is what we signed up for.
Yes.
Yeah. There's mountains.
and- Our daughter
My daughter
loves the
says it.
mountains.
Our daughter says mountains, and then she claims to, I don't want to go to the mountains. I don't want to go, and then she goes up there and has a blast. But it's cute.
Cece, do you want to go to the mountains?
No,
Why not?
I don't want to go mountains.
Do you like the mountains?
I don't like mountains.
We've been here in New Mexico for a little while. We're going to be here for a little while.
Yep.
We have arranged to take trips while we're here, and we've been
Yeah.
to Utah.
Yep.
And then we have multiple trips planned through the Southwest as well. And then finally, we've got some really exciting things that are going to happen, towards the end of the summer. We're really excited about.
Yeah, my assignment ends, and then another adventure begins. So
As long as it works out. But
yeah, as long
We
as
know
something
that
weird doesn't happen.
things like COVID can put dents in your
Right. Things can
plans.
change.
Yeah.
But then again, you roll with the punches.
But we really hope
I
that
really hope.
we'll have some amazing content to bring you guys in the future.
We wake, hear the birds and see the sun. Side by side our fears are done. Oh, the good times just begun. We know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life.
So we've got a lot of other videos. We hope to bring you other trips, RV living, RV tours, RV renovations,
Yeah, things that we've done to make it work for us.
domiciling.
We'll talk about some domiciling. Although we are not experts, I just know what we did. Mistakes, for sure.
Ups and downs, and
Trying new things.
beautiful places.
Not being afraid to screw up and look stupid.
The beautiful places is my favorite part.
Yeah, it's everybody's favorite part. That's why you do it.
So you can follow us on Instagram and on Facebook at WanderHomeRV. And hopefully you will subscribe and like and be gentle with your comments. And
She's really worried about the comments.
I'm worried about the comments. I don't want to be judged.
They're going to judge you anyway.
But yeah, so we really enjoyed sharing our story. We hope that it resonates with some people.
Yeah, and hopefully, you know, it may even convince some other people, like, hey, look, you don't have to be weird to, I mean, we're weird, but you don't have to be weird to do this. Like, you don't have to
you
be...
can be anybody and do this.
Yeah, yeah.
We've seen all types. We know
Right.
families of, you know,
Multiple.
7 in an RV smaller than ours. We know, you know, older couples who do it after retirement. We know my parents do it, not full time, but
Right.
you know, there's so many different types of RVing you can do. So.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you for watching our story.